Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be unboxing the HG Revive Strike Freedom Gundam. So there's a few things. First, I want to say a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. If you are living in Australia, do check out their site. The link is down below, always in my reviews and stuff, so check them out. And just also want to preface this by saying that it's no secret that I'm not really the biggest fan of the Strike Freedom, so but I will try to leave my bias out of that, but do just keep in mind that there are a lot of people out there who know every single fact about everything about this mobile suit, and I just don't, because I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'll just do my thing with this, and hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So the first thing I will point out is that it doesn't say Revive anywhere on this box. The Revive logo is not there on the front. It doesn't say Revive anywhere around on the sides. It's kind of mysterious. Other thing that's new about this is that, as you've probably seen with the recent HG Iron Blood Orphans kits, that Bandai has been doing everything in English as well as Korean. As well as Japanese. Yeah, the same thing is going to be for this kit as well, so that's nice. I was wondering if that was only going to be for the HG Iron Blood Orphans line or for all their kits, so apparently at least all the HG kits. We'll have to see when the Master Grade comes out if that is the case. I hope that it's all going to be in English for the Master Grade Psycho Zaku Verka. That'll be really nice. But anyway, one of the things that is now that they're doing now, that they're doing everything in English, is also for the title here. Usually how they've always had it is like English here, big English there for the name, and then below that in Japanese. But now they're also putting it in English below the Japanese as well. So it's like it's right there in like big, huge, giant bold letters, and they're going to put it here in English again as well. I guess that is the if you want the exact translation of what the Japanese is, but kind of seems not really that useful. Anyway, and yeah, it's also kind of interesting that they're not just putting Revive here in the Japanese either. But we have a very typical pose, I guess, for the Strike Freedom Gundam there, just beam spam all over the place with everything. So yeah, I liked that with the Freedom Gundam they didn't go for this pose. I think they really could have. I was really expecting that, but they went for something a little different, which was nice. But in this case, they went with that very iconic pose of the Strike Freedom, I guess. So number 201 in the HG line, and this is not HGUC, but it's still in that kind of same line. That still doesn't really make sense to me, but anyway. So here we have the front and back image, and it says, "A stylish figure is achieved with the latest format." So yeah, again, nothing about Revive, just calls it a latest format. Here, unfortunately, no stand included with this, which is very odd. It's this is a pretty heavy, big box for a just relatively simple HG. I mean, it's got the wings and all that, but definitely feels like a really full box. Feels like there could be a stand in there, but I know that there's not, unfortunately. Then it has gimmicks. It has open hands. That is cool. It has the rail cannons that slide around on the side, and beam shield as well, beam cannon in the stomach, all of that fun stuff that you would expect. Here's all these stats here in Japanese and English. You can check that out if you want. And then again, here's some information there, all in Japanese and English. Hopefully you can see that well enough. Again, I'm sure it's all on the Gundam Wiki page. Probably has a lot more information. 2,000 yen for the price of this, so this is definitely going to be one of the more expensive in the Revive line. The Revive kits have been mostly relatively pretty cheap. I guess the Cubile was probably more. And I guess the Hyakushiku is probably something similar. So I don't know, I take that back. Anyway, let's get to the runners here. There's a multicolored one there, but it's not the A runner, interestingly. Some gold there. First impressions, the gold is not bad, I would say. It's not very yellow, so that's good. It's a little bit darker gold, which is pretty kind of standard gold color there. Some dark parts, white parts, gold polycaps, that makes sense. Some parts for the funnels there, obviously, the Dragoons, I guess I should say. More maroon there. There's our sticker sheet, which is not looking too big. That's good. More gold inside there, more white there. And then this assembly instruction things that they're putting in all their kits recently. All right, let's get to the manual here in typical HG or HGUC, but this HG line. We've got all information here again in English. They are generator output unknown, thruster total proportion unknown. But then armaments, it's got a whole bunch of different stuff there with all kinds of different goofy names. And yeah, overall looking pretty cool. Got the fin flags there on the V-fin, and then just overall pretty standard looking, I guess. All the proportions and everything looks pretty good, I would say. Action here on the back, rear view, all of the stuff there, rail cannons, the Super La Carta beam saber. Yeah, they went. It's kind of interesting how Iron Blooded Orphans, like all their names for the weapons are like really bland, generic names. Like it'll be the shield axe, but this one is like totally opposite for like Seed and Seed Destiny. They have like the most ridiculous names for everything. There's some more information here. I'm not sure if that's the same as on the outside of the box. I think it might be. Color guide here at the bottom. There you can see all the colors there, also listed in English. More information here, also in English, which is cool. Check that out. Information here about the Super Dragoon mobile wings, the Vulcan in the head, beam shield, beam rifle, specs here. So all of that stuff on this page. Go around, let's see if we can find the parts list. I know it's around here somewhere. Here is our parts list. So we've got a lot of stuff here, and only 3 X's on the polycaps. That's it. So it's just going to be 3 leftover polycaps. The construction is going to start off with the torso, pretty standard there, onto the head, onto the arms, the shoulders there first, and then the left arm, right arm, putting the upper body together, now onto the feet, onto the legs, left leg, right leg. Legs are pretty simple as well in this case. Then building the waist unit, putting that together, then the rail cannons on the side skirts, putting those together, then finishing up the body construction, then onto the backpack, the center part of the backpack, just a few parts there, very simple. And then of course we have the wings, so obviously it's going to be a little bit more involved with the wings for this kit. Then we've got our color pages. Let's go around there. For that we're just finishing up the backpack. And onto the weapons, we got the rifle, which again, stickers on that. That was one thing that I complained about with the Freedom Gundam, but unfortunately, looks like a lot of that's going to be still going on with this kit as well. Not as much part separation on the rifle as I would have liked, but it's okay, I guess. Then our beam sabers, beam shield, and then how to move around those cannons, and then how to open up the wings in case you couldn't figure out how to open the wings, but I guess that is the official way to open them up. And yeah, Action Base 2 sold separately, unfortunately. So, alright, let's get a look at the runners. Alright, so starting off with our foil sticker sheet, again we've just got, in Revive style, just a kind of mirror sticker there for going behind the clear piece for the eyes, and then also a sticker just for the eyes. These ones obviously going on the backpack, little gold stickers there. Red ones there, not quite sure at the moment. I think probably on the rifle, if I remember correctly. And then these blue ones, again, a bunch of those I think going around on the rifle. Then a bunch of camera ones there. I think probably these are for the head, and these are for the rail cannons, and then one for the rifle, if I had to guess. SB13 for our beam saber effect parts here, just kind of standard clear pink effect parts for the beam sabers. PC002, a polycap runner we're very familiar with thanks to the HD Iron Blooded Orphans line, here molded in gold to match the frame of the Strike Freedom. Here's runner A1, just going to be all of our white parts for the kit. So we've got parts for the head, skirts, torso, arms, legs, shoulders, all of that here on runner A1. Then we do also have runner A2, which is a copy of this section here. The runner markings for this kit is going to be HGCE 201 144 scale Strike Freedom Gundam. Then runner B1 is all of our parts here for the maroon section, so obviously parts for the wings there on the bottom, and then a whole bunch of other stuff there across the top, including parts for the torso and backpack and stuff like that. Then we also have runner B2, which is a copy of all of this part of that. Then runner C is what looks like it should be an A runner, but it's not in this case. It's multicolor. We have one yellow part there. We have two clear, very light blue clear parts there, one for the beam shield and then one for the eyes. A bunch of this light blue color here, mostly for the rail cannons, and then a couple parts there on the mobile suit itself, backpack, chest vents, neck part, and on the face. And then a bunch of small little red parts here, which are going to be going kind of just around everywhere for little red accents. I should note that that red color looks quite interesting. It's definitely a little bit of a light-ish red. It's definitely not pink, but it's definitely lighter than just like a standard, just like 100% red color. Alright, then we've got runner D1, which is some parts just in a standard blue color. There's some parts for the torso there, as well as parts for the Dragoons here, obviously. Now, one thing that gets me really excited about this kit is right here on the blue runner here with these Dragoon parts, because as you can see, each Dragoon is molded as one piece, so you won't have to have a whole bunch of Dragoons that you'll have to be removing panel lines on all of these, or seam lines I should say. I expected these to be just sandwich parts that you just have to sandwich together, and 8 of those that you have sandwiched together and removing the seam lines in them, that's going to get really boring. It's really cool that these are just molded in one part, so you won't have to do that. That is definitely very, very cool. And then we have runner D2 as well, which is again just more Dragoons on the top and bottom, but the middle section here is the blue parts for the feet. But however exciting that was, this is probably what you're all wanting to see, is runner E1 here, the gold parts. Now, like I said, I think the gold on this actually looks quite good. I'm actually impressed with this. It's better than I expected. I'll have to take a look at this, compare with the HD Revive Hyakushiki to see if this is the same. It looks like a very similar gold to that, which in that review, if you saw that, I said I was impressed with the gold used for that Hyakushiki as well. It's also better than I expected. I believe this is kind of similar, but I think this is a little bit lighter than that. But this is definitely not that really nasty, gross, like yellow gold that Bandai has used on previous kits in the past. Anyway, so I think it looks pretty good from my first impressions here. Then we have runner E2 as well, which is a copy of this half here. So that is just about it for the unboxing of the HG Revive Strike Freedom Gundam. Now, so far I've really loved the Revive line. All the kits have been really, really nice. The one kit that I was kind of disappointed with and that I didn't enjoy as much was definitely the Freedom Gundam. So this one definitely needs to step it up for me if I'm gonna have any faith in the Revive seed kits. But from what I've seen just from this unboxing so far, I have high hopes. I think there's some really cool things going on with this kit that should be quite nice. So we'll have to see when it all comes together, if if it's still able to impress me. But I have high hopes at the moment, so I'll check it out. Anyway, you'll see that all coming up next in the review. So if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.